Okay, guys, this is your oral accommodation for the brush strokes quiz. Make sure you put your first name and last name in the boxes. And I'm going to read the question and the answers, but I have also added some definitions inside the question. Feel free to pause me so that you can look over those definitions, but I will not be reading those out loud each time. Okay. Question number 1. A noun combined with an ing word is which of these 5 brushstrokes? Is it A, appositive, B, absolute, C, participle, or D, adjectives out of order? Number 2. A noun that refers to the same thing as another noun immediately in front of it is which of the 5 brushstrokes? Is it A, appositive, B, absolute, C, participle, or D, adjectives out of order? Number 3, an ing word tagged onto the beginning or end of a sentence is which of the 5 brushstrokes? A, appositive, B, absolute, C, participle, or D, adjectives out of order? Number 4, shifting 2 adjectives out of their normal location in a sentence is which one of the 5 brushstrokes? A, absolute, B, participle, C, adjectives out of order, or D, action verbs? Number 5, using verbs to move nouns is used in which of the 5 brushstrokes? Is it A, absolute, B, participle, C, adjectives out of order, or D, action verbs? Number 6, the girl, an honors student, carefully spelled out all the words on the test. A, absolute, B, appositive, C, participle, D, action verbs. Number 7, peering over the rims of his cracked glasses, he could see the teacher walking towards him. A, absolute, B, appositive, C, participle, or D, action verbs. Number 8, hands shaking, mind spiraling, he struggled to recall his math facts. A, absolute, B, appositive, C, participle, or D, adjectives out of order. Number 9, her right hand, cramped and trembling, reached for the pencil. A, absolute, B, appositive, C, participle, D, adjectives out of order. 10, his heart boomed, his breathing quickened, his mind raced. A, absolute, B, appositive, C, participle, D, action verbs. Which of the following sentences is an example of an appositive brushstroke? A, hair flying, legs bending, the dancer moved with the music. B, the dancer, a young girl, moved with the music. C, moving with the beat, the dancer smiled at the audience. Or D, the dancer charged across the floor. Which of the following sentences is an example of an absolute brushstroke? A, the football player dashed onto the field. B, the football player, fast and strong, dashed onto the field. C, running down the field, the crowd cheered his name. Or D, crowd cheering, teammates yelling, the player made a touchdown. 13. Which of the following sentences is an example of a participle brushstroke? A, smiling from the stage, the singer took a deep breath. B, feet trembling, hands shaking, the singer grabbed the microphone. C, the singer, nervous and shy, looked out at the audience. D, the singer, a Bush student, had a beautiful voice. Which of the following sentences is an example of adjectives out of order? The dog jumped onto the couch. The dog, smelly and wet, jumped onto the couch. The dog, a 15-pound poodle, jumped onto the couch. Or D, fur shedding, mud splattering, the dog jumped onto the couch. Which of the following sentences is an example of action verbs? A, yelling through the megaphone, the cheerleader pumped up the fans. B, the cheerleader, short and athletic, pumped up the fans. C, hands clapping, voice screeching, the cheerleader pumped up the fans. Or D, the cheerleader's voice shrieked with energy as she jumped and cheered. 16. The following sentence is an example of adjectives out of order. The car, red and convertible, pulled into the driveway. Is this A, true, or B, false? 17. The following sentence is an example of a participle. Laughing at her sister, the girl helped her off the ground. A, true, B, false. 18. The following sentence is an example of an absolute. The man shrugged his shoulders and turned around. A, true, B, false. 19. The following sentence is an example of a positive. Jumping into the pool, the kids yelled. True or false? And 20. The following sentence is an example of an action verb. The car chugged into the parking lot. A, true, B, false. And you're done. Good luck.